Vinyl community, I'm back to do another part of the series that I started that I call Top Rated Records from my collection, and this is number 5. And I'm back with my Guba caps because it's very late here in Sweden. I should be in bed, but I wanted to shoot this video before the weekend. And I'm a little bit I need to go to and pee, so my guess is that this is going to be a pretty quick video. I have 15 records to show you, 2 box sets in those 15, and I try to mix it up, a mixed bag of genres as usual. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? And I'm going to start with a box set. And this is probably the best one I'm going to show you today. This is one of the best box sets that I own, if not the best box set. I love this record and this box so much, and that's the first 5-star record I'm going to show you. Is this the complete Chris Bell box set. Includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LPs, where I Am the Cosmos is the reason for the box, I guess. But two LPs is stuff that he recorded before Big Star, and then you have the I Am the Cosmos LP. And the thing with this box is the 2 outtakes and alternative volume 1 and 2 that is included, and that's outtakes and sort of stripped down versions of the songs on I Am the Cosmos, which is just the perfect kind of music that you can think about. I mean, I love I Am the Cosmos. That's a 5-star record all day long, a masterpiece. But the stripped down versions of those songs is even better. Just fantastic. I Am the Cosmos was recorded in 1974 and 75, but wasn't released until 1992, and then on CD. Moving ahead until 2005, maybe, something like that, 4 Men with Beards reissued it on vinyl for the first time. And 4 Men with Beards doesn't know what they are doing, so it sounded very bad. So 2017, Omnivore Records released this box set and a newly pressed kind of version of I Am the Cosmos that you can buy also. You don't need to buy the box set, but it's included in this. This is fantastic. Highly recommended. Get your hands on a box if you can. I mean, I haven't checked it for a while, but I don't know what the price is on it nowadays, but it's magic. It's so magical. So moving on. 1976 is my guess, but it could be 1977 also. This was issued in Sweden. This is Ragnarök's first record on Silence Records. Ragnarök is the typical sort of progressive Swedish music with that sort of classic Swedish folk, traditional Swedish folk music incorporated in it. And they do a great job. This is a 5-star record. To me, it's a 5-star record. And this is actually being reissued just any day now. So if you're out looking for a copy of that, then you can live with a reissue. Get that. It's awesome that Silence is reissuing that, so the public can own it now. Moving not too far to Finland. In my opinion, this is a 5-star record. People Know Names by Kalevala. I think from 1972, but I can be mistaken. I couldn't find a year. And this was reissued on Svart Records, and Svart Records means black records. Heavy prog is my take on this, but very easy to get into. But it's heavy. It's more like a heavy rock record, really. Awesome Finnish record, a 5-star record in my opinion. So highly recommended. Moving on, Skipp Spence recorded this in 1968, released in 69. And I have a 2010 reissue on Sundays. This is Skipp Spence Oar. I don't know if that means ear or something like that. But Skipp Spence was in Jefferson Airplane. Then he moved to Moby Grape. I think he threatened one of them with a shotgun and was incarcerated on a mental institution. Got out, went into a studio. No one wanted to work with him, so he recorded the damn thing himself almost. I know there's a very interesting kind of story about it on Wikipedia, so just look it up. But what he created was a mad record, and I love it. It's awesome. Psych folk, like something like that. Little Hands, the first track. Check that out if you want to sample that. If you haven't heard Skipp Spence. And moving back to Swedish prog, and if you like Zappa, you will like this. This is a sort of a comedical kind of record. Some people say it's circus music. It's very good. It's well played with humor, but also has that sort of Swedish traditional folk touch to it with the folk music. Not as dark as Ragnarök maybe. This is more uplifting. But of all the Samla Manna records that I've heard, I hail this as their masterpiece, the best one. But all of them are really good. So Måltid by Samla Manna from, I guess, 1972, something like that. And we stay in Scandinavia. This is pretty a lot of Nordic kind of records now. But in 1970, Terje Rypdahl and two other guys formed a trio and recorded and released this called Mean Bull. So this is a jazz record by the trio. Really good. Expensive as shit if you want the original press of this. Impossible to find, and I think that Nico Malcolm has a copy of this. I'm so jealous of anyone who owns a original press of this, but it's like so much money you can't imagine. This was reissued in 2008, and I had the good fortune of walking into a store pretty locally, finding this still sealed with the same price sticker as it was when they got it, like 10 years or 8 years earlier. And it was the limited edition on yellow vinyl, limited to 300 copies. Getting kind of expensive today. It was expensive also when I bought it, but the guys didn't know what they had. No one had bought it in so many years, so I was just blown away when I found it. I've never seen. I actually sent emails to some stores in Norway to see if they had a copy left, but it was sold out everywhere. And a local shop held a copy for so many years. That was pretty cool. Good day in the crates. 5-star record. If you want to sample a song from that, I recommend the masterpiece Champagne, of course, the last track on the A side. Really good. So in former Yugoslavia, in 1977, there were a band called Izvir that released this masterpiece. Jazz rock prog record. High energy, well played, fantastic, a little bit dirty, in the kind of good way. Izvir, look at that record cover, so cool. This is also a 5-star record. If you ask me, it would be awesome to have an original press of that, but that's unfortunately what's it called? A bootleg, unofficial release. So okay, moving on. 1970, these guys released this. This is a 1983 reissue of it, and I wish I had an original press of this, but I don't. I'm still looking for an early press of this. But John Barleycorn Must Die by Traffic, in my opinion, a 5-star record, and in my opinion their best one. Mr. Fantasy is also really good, that I got not too long ago, but yeah, it doesn't compare to the folk kind of masterpiece, John Barleycorn Must Die. Steve Winwood in really good shape on this one, and I think that the original press or the earlier presses had kind of structured sleeves here. This is just flimsy but it sounds good, and the music is fantastic. So what more do you want? An early press. Let's not talk about that anymore. 1964, Lars Gullin released this masterpiece in Swedish jazz. If you like cool jazz, give this a try. I bet that you find this as high quality as anything released in the world in 1964. I mean, I could almost bet money that it holds as high quality as anything else released in 1964 in the States and in the UK, for example, and some killer players on this one. And I want to shout out Bosse Skoglund on drums. He played on a lot of Swedish prog records later on, but 1964 he played on Portrait of My Pals. He has the greatest touch that a drummer can have. Very masterfully played, but Lars Gullin on saxophone plays his heart out. Fantastic record. For all jazz fans, Portrait of My Pals with Lars Gullin from 1964. Check it out. Some more modern stuff. 2012 maybe? Yeah, 2012. These guys released this, in my opinion, masterpiece, 5-star record, and I know a lot of people doesn't think that this is a very good record even, but in my opinion this is a perfect record. The brainchild of Mick Åkerfeldt and Steven Wilson, Storm, Corrosion from 2012. I just love this. It's very kind of the perfect blend between Opeth and the Porcupine Tree, or maybe leaning a little bit more against Steve Wilson's more solo stuff. It's very minimal, almost like a Tangerine Dream kind of record at times, but heavy without being heavy in the music. It's heavy, if you know what I mean. Music for the soul. This is awesome. And how do you know? It's textured sleeve. This is the European press from the year 2012. But how do you know if you have a limited edition or first press, if you want to call it that? You got the poster also. I don't have the poster for this, unfortunately. So yeah, moving on. Another 5-star record, and this is maybe the most obscure record I'm showing to you tonight. This is Chelsea Girl by Nico, I think released in 1968 in the US and also in Germany actually, but I managed to find the first UK press, and that was pressed in 1971 on MGM Records. So I'm very glad to have at least an early press of that, if not a first US press, a first UK press of this masterpiece. And I don't need to talk about this. All of you know this record. This is just a masterful piece of music. Really great. And combined with Velvet Underground's first record, it kind of goes hand in hand in my opinion. If you have one of them, you need the other. Moving back to Scandinavia, this was recorded, I think could read this, but no, it was recorded in Chicago, but by a kind of Swedish Norwegian trio called The Thing. And The Thing released this record in 2009 called Bag It. a lot of you know the thing for Sherry thing that they released with Nanny Sherry, and this is some years before, maybe 2 or 3 years before that. This is also, in my opinion, a 5-star record. So much energy, like a ferocious kind of free jazz record that just grabs a hold of you and don't let go. Just, you know, buy the ticket, take the ride kind of thing. So if you're a free jazz guy, check this out. Bag it with the thing. And Mats Gustafsson plays his heart out on the saxophone, or saxophones even. Yeah, this comes as no surprise to anyone, but I want to show it anyway. This is Porcupine Trees in absentia, I think it's pronounced absentia, from 2002, reissued 2010. So this is a 2010 reissue of this. 2 LP set, sounds terrific, and a modern kind of prog, let's say prog metal, and make everyone, both the metal guys and the prog guys, upset. But yeah, I wouldn't classify this as metal, but it's prog, modern prog maybe. Masterpiece. I mean, fantastic record. Check it out if you haven't heard it. And 2 more to go. This was released in 1971. This is a 2006 reissue of this. And if anyone says that Karen Dalton has a bad voice and she can't sing, they need to be spanked, and they are no friend of mine. Just hands down. She has a very interesting voice, sounds lovely, and I mean, this is the kind of voice that you want to listen to, really, because there's so much feeling, so much heart, and so much passion when she sings. This is In My Own Time, which is the second LP that she released, if I'm not mistaken, 1971. In 68 or 69, she released her first record, which I'm still looking for, and it's so damn hard to find, especially on original press. Never seen it in a store, and it's very expensive to buy online. And Noble Records, Dylan actually found a copy and bragged about it in his latest video. I was so jealous of that, but this is a masterpiece. This is a 5-star record. Something on Your Mind, the first song, shit. And When a Man Loves a Woman, her cover of that song, fantastic. I play this a lot. One of my favorite female singer-songwriter records, which segues us into the last record, and this is a lot of people don't hail this as a masterpiece, a full-blown 5-star record, but I actually do. And you can agree or disagree with me, but this is Fantômas, the director's cut from 2001, maybe? I think 2001. This was only issued on CD for many years. Only way to listen to this was on CD. But for Record Store Day in 2014, Fantomas made this box set called Wunderkammer, which is a box set that opens up. It has a tape with the demos for Fantomas before they recorded anything, and it also holds all the music from Fantomas, the 4 LPs that records that they released. Now in 2014 this was going to be issued on Record Store Day, but due to the box set being so advanced that it was delayed, so it was released a couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2 after Record Store Day, but it still had the OB strip saying that this was a Record Store Day release, so they couldn't do anything about that. And I think also one guy online had a theory that was the reason why it wasn't sold that that well, or whatever you call it, because it's limited. And but for many years it has been pretty cheap to get, and I can't understand it. I mean, the box set is so sophisticated, and the records, it's the only way to have these records is to buy the box set. They haven't been released on their own, and it's still pretty cheap. I mean, if you live in the States, it's easier to get, and there are copies for $50-$60. If you're in Europe like me, it's a little bit harder to get. I actually ordered my copy of the box set from the States, and I had to pay huge on shipping, and I actually also paid customs toll and taxes on it, so it got very expensive, maybe as expensive as if I would buy it here in Sweden, or in Europe at least. But there are copies pretty cheap on if you live in the US. And even if you live in Europe, I urge you to buy the box set if you're a fan of Fantômas or Mike Patton, because it's so damn good. Dave Lombardo playing drums on it, plays, in my opinion, almost better than any Slayer record. Buzz Osborne from the Melvins plays guitar, and you have let's see here, what's the other guy called? Trevor Dunn, I think, from Mr. Bungle, playing bass on it. My guess is that it's going to sell out, it's going to be rare, because the guys that likes Fantomas like me won't sell them, and when they are sold out and getting rare, they are going to skyrocket in price, because this is the only way to get this on vinyl. It doesn't sound very good. It's definitely a digital kind of source and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess that you could as well just own the CD. It sounds probably as good, but I don't even own a CD player. So for me, I have to have the vinyl if I want to listen to it in a good way, like in with on my system upstairs. So I have a CD in my car. So yeah, so that's it. Fuck it. Hope you found something that you liked there. Please continue to comment. I love the comments. I've answered on every comment that anyone wrote down, and some of the discussions is pretty interesting, because on some records you agree with me and some records you don't, and I respect that opinion. It's very subjective, so please write comments, and let's see if I talk to you soon. Bye.